These are the headlines in focus. Sarawak Premier attends Malaysia-Japan bilateral meeting. Strong Malaysia-Japan cooperation ensures smooth progress of Sarawak's new energy initiatives. New ordinances bring significant impact to legal landscape in Sarawak. Assalamualaikum and good evening. Sarawak Premier Dato' Pandi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Rahman Zohari Tun Dato' Abang Openg was among the leaders present at the bilateral meeting between Malaysia and Japan held at the Perdana Putra complex on Friday. The meeting chaired by Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim and Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba involved discussions between leaders of the two nations on several key issues regarding Malaysia-Japan relations. The discussions primarily focused on areas such as trade and investment, human resource development and energy cooperation. Shigeru Ishiba's visit to Malaysia, which marks his first official visit since assuming office in October last year, is part of a two-day official trip to the country. The strong cooperation and good relations between the governments of Malaysia and Japan play a crucial role in ensuring the smooth progress of new energy and technology initiatives, particularly those involving Sarawak. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim said these include new initiatives highlighted by Sarawak, such as alternative hydrogen energy and the installation of an undersea energy cable from Sarawak to Peninsular Malaysia and Singapore. He mentioned that these matters were discussed during the bilateral meeting between Malaysia and Japan held at the Perdana Putra complex.
I also mentioned the formation of the ASEAN Energy Grid from Laos, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, and the initiative by Sarawak for energy undersea cable Sarawak to Peninsular Malaya and to Singapore. And this of course requires participation from Japan other than the countries involved. Then there is this recent initiative by Sarawak that would involve Petros and with the cooperation of Petronas to work on the alternative energy, hydrogen, a new feed, and the Premier Sarawak has given that assurance and with the support of Prime Minister Ishiba.
He made these remarks during a joint press conference with Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba at the Perdana Putra complex on Friday. The Prime Minister expressed hopes that further discussions regarding cooperation on these new initiatives would take place in Tokyo or Kuala Lumpur by May this year. He also described the Malaysia-Japan bilateral meeting as evidence of Japan's serious commitment to work together with Malaysia on several key issues to elevate the relationship between the two countries to a comprehensive strategic partnership.
This covers issues of trade and investments, which happens to be the priority, higher education, including establishment of Tsukuba University branch campus, and related collaboration with University Technical Melaka with Waseda University, UTM with Japan International Institute of Technology, and with various engagement with Tibet. Was missing, of course, Kyoto University, which is an important university. It was his university, which I have good engagement, so I am now appealing to him to make sure that Kyoto University participate in some of our programs, including in terms of civilizational dialogues, because there is an interest to engage between Islam and Taoism.
The passing of several new bills during the Sarawak Legislative Assembly sittings in May and November last year has significantly impacted the legal landscape of the region. Sarawak Attorney General Dato' Sri Safari Ali said among the most impactful were the Sarawak Ports Authority Ordinance 2024, the Natural Resources and Environment Ordinance 2024, and the amendments to the Sarawak Gas Distribution Ordinance 2016, which collectively empower Sarawak to manage matters under the respective jurisdictions more effectively. Citing the Sarawak Ports Authority Ordinance 2024 as an example, he mentioned that it replaced the Port Authorities Ordinance 1961, which had been enforced for 6 decades.
The new ordinance is a transformative piece of legislation designed to modernize and the governance and operation of ports across Sarawak by introducing a new framework to streamline management, standardize policies, and enhance operational efficiency across all ports with the establishment of Sarawak Ports Authority as a centralized regulatory body overseeing the management and operation of the ports.
He spoke at the opening of the 2025 legal year for Sabah and Sarawak at Hikmah Exchange in Kuching on Friday. He added that the enactment of this ordinance demonstrates Sarawak's vision to leverage its strategic geographical position and rich natural resources to build a competitive and sustainable port ecosystem. On this occasion, Dato Sri Safari also expressed his appreciation to the federal government and the Federal Attorney General's Chambers (AGC) for assisting Sarawak in reclaiming its rights under the Malaysia Agreement 1963 (MA63), including the transfer of Bintulu Port from the federal government to the Sarawak government. He stressed that this cooperation has been a key catalyst in Sarawak's ongoing efforts to reclaim its rights under MA63. Meanwhile, in his speech, Attorney General of Malaysia, Dato Muhammad Bisuki Mohtar, reaffirmed the Attorney General's Chambers (AGC) commitment to improve the efficiency of the nation's legal system this year. He said the AGC is currently formulating new plans for 2025, including 3 key initiatives that will involve both Sabah and Sarawak.
Including, firstly, AGC is studying the need to establish the Appellate and Trial Division Unit for Sabah and Sarawak for criminal appeals with experienced and highly skilled deputy public prosecutors taking into account all factors. We hope that in the coming year, prosecutors will engage in lifelong learning by attending workshops, embracing new experience and new technologies. Secondly, the full implementation of e-Daftar system to Sabah and Sarawak to ensure the smooth registration of investigation papers referred by all enforcement agencies to AGC. And
according to him, the third initiative by the AGC involves upgrading and expanding 7 district prosecution offices, including the office in Lahadatu, Sabah, to create a conducive working environment for AGC officers across the states. Meanwhile, approximately 600 legal practitioners participated in the ceremonial procession in conjunction with the 2025 legal year for Sabah and Sarawak. The procession, which began at the Old Court Complex, covered a distance of 1.1 kilometers to the Hikmah Exchange Event Centre, marking the official start of the judicial year for Sabah and Sarawak. Led by the Chief of Justice of Malaysia, Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat, the procession was also joined by legal practitioners from within and outside the country, including Sarawak Attorney General Dato Sri Safari Ali, Sabah Attorney General Dato Brandon Kitsoh, as well as delegations from Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong and Peninsular Malaysia. Following the procession, an annual meeting was held to review reports, legal developments in Sabah and Sarawak, and potential future challenges requiring the attention of legal practitioners. Deputy Minister of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability, who is also the Member of Parliament for Sarike, Dato Sri Huang Tiong Si, continues his efforts to strengthen the education sector in his constituency by contributing school supplies. On Thursday, the Report Constituency Service Centre distributed school supplies to primary and secondary school students in Sarike in conjunction with the opening of the 2025 school session after the Chinese New Year. This initiative aims to ease the financial burden of parents ahead of the upcoming school session. So far, the schools that have benefited from the assistance include SJKC Suhing, SJKC Sulok, SK St. Andrew, SJKC Sanming, SK Adin, SK Sungai Sentebu, SJK Suli, SK Sarike, SMK Tinggi Sarike and SMK St. Anthony, benefiting a total of 2,201 students. Meanwhile, the schools expressed their gratitude to the Report Assemblyman and his team for the contributions. And that's the English edition with me, Didi Nursyafiqah. More news can be found in our official portal, ukasusrawak.gov.my, and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. We conclude the bulletin with a montage of the Malaysia-Japan bilateral meeting held at the Perdana Putra complex on Friday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.